Hello, everyone. Week 6 is finally here, and you're going to feel a little bit of a relief, which is going to be nice as we head into the major part of the semester. So, we're going to introduce to you some last key concepts that you will need to be able to perform well on Portfolio 1, 2, and 3. And then next week, that work begins in earnest. So, let me share my screen, and we'll get started with this week's content. You are going to have a series of quizzes as we go along in this week that you'll need to complete. For each of the quizzes, there are 3 attempts. So do take that note into hand. Unfortunately, I have not figured out, although I have reached out to see how to do a build upon, because some of the quizzes I do believe that would be a better help, particularly in the area of grammar. But as of right now, we do not have that ability. So my biggest suggestion to you, since you have 3 attempts, is to take notes, copious notes, so you know what you've answered in the past and can logically go through and determine whether or not there is another option that may have been a better choice, or if you're completely sure that that was the right choice. So that's my little bit of a tidbit, my Easter egg for you this week. All right, let's get into the content of week 6 specifically. Just a reminder, you should always start with a weekly overview and checklist. Hint, hint, hint. I can see who opens it and who doesn't. And I do know that when you email me. So please open this and read this information. At the top is just a fun little overview of the week. And then I remind you to watch the video, which is always linked right here for you and is also in the window up above when I post it for you as well. And then the checklist of items to complete. You've got a grammar lesson and quiz over commas and other punctuation. You have a lecture video on how to build an argument. You have an assignment that you're going to do for building an argument. And then you're also going to have a lecture video for the methods of development and a quiz. So that is what you're working on this week. And it is going to feel a significantly amount lighter than it has in the past. All righty. So the quizzes are located here for you. The lessons are completion only so that they don't give you the fits of not showing it completed on your end. That's what I've found is the workaround right now for that. So it's going to give you a completion rating once you've completed every single slide in that session. For the commas, you're going to take a quiz. Then you're going to do another soft chalk lesson over punctuation and take a quiz. And then here are those 2 pieces of lectures from me, one on building an argument, one on the methods of development, and then the quiz over methods of development. Finally, you are going to then shift into the skill of how to be a researcher. So I've got 2 different parts here for you. This part is a soft chalk by ChattTech that's going to show you how to use the ChattTech resources to your benefit when you perform research. So definitely you want to spend time on that one. And then this one is one I put together for you about lateral reading. Some of you in high school were probably taught a method called the CRAP test. It's similar, but this is more robust and more designed for the type of research that you do at the collegiate level that often involves reading articles from all over the place that are not necessarily always from a subscription resource like Galileo or Gale. And how do you determine if that is an authentic source and if it is a source that has a limited amount of bias for your purposes? So the first one's going to explain what lateral reading is. The second one is going to take you through the process of lateral reading. And then I'm going to show you how lateral reading helps you identify credible and trustworthy information using the SIFT method, SIFT. Okay, so what you have on tap this week, just as a reminder, you have a grammar lesson over commas and other punctuation and quizzes over that information. You're going to watch 2 different lectures from me about argumentation and methods of development before you take a quiz over that information. And finally, you're going to explore 2 different lectures on the research process itself. Alrighty, lots of information coming out this week. Take notes. Use the Cornell method. If you're not familiar with it, it will help you organize this information because everything you're doing in this module is something you're going to be performing in the next few weeks. I hope you have a good week. We'll see you next.